Many supermodels made strides in their modeling career in 2020, but some have also made a ton of money. Supermodels rule the advertisement world and the runways as they showcase their unique bodies and designer clothing for the world to see. These models are highly sought after due to their proficiency in this career field, and the paydays are unbelievable. Companies pay millions to these women to have them appear on the covers of their magazines and wear the best outfits in their collection. We have discovered who the richest supermodels are in the world today. They have amassed great wealth throughout their careers as they obtained coveted jobs to make it in the industry. Keep watching to learn about 10 of the richest supermodels in 2020. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel Wealth Xtreme for more awesome top 10s, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. Number 10. Christie Brinkley, $80 million. Christie Brinkley rose to fame back in the 1970s with appearance in Sports Illustrated issues. Her fortune continued to grow as she became the face for CoverGirl and then went on to act, write, and even become an activist. Her wealth has grown to $80 million despite her many failed marriages with lofty settlements. She now resides in New York with her children, and she continues to win awards for her work even after her modeling career has ended. Number 9. Kate Moss, $80 million. This supermodel comes from London, England, and she has been modeling since she was 14 years old. Her shining moments were in the 90s when she worked with Calvin Klein on several projects. Moss was under scrutiny for a spell following her stint with excessive partying, alcohol, and drugs, but she managed to make a comeback following these incidents. She is now worth $80 million, and some of her profits can be owed to her clothing collection in Topshop. In at number 8, Adriana Lima, $85 million. Adriana Lima grew to fame when she became a Victoria's Secret angel in 1999. She finally retired from the role in 2018, but not until after she became the longest-running model to hold the position. This model is originally from Brazil, and she began modeling at 15 years old. She eventually moved to New York City, where she signed with a modeling agency and walked for several brands over the years. Her net worth is now $85 million, and her wealth continues to grow as she takes on new modeling roles every year. At number 7, Tyra Banks, $90 million. Tyra Banks has done it all, but modeling is where she found her start. She was born in California, and she paved the way for other African American women in the industry. This was another model that became a Victoria's Secret angel, and she started acting in 1993 to add to her resume. Banks has run her own show called America's Next Top Model, as well as written a New York Times bestseller called Model Land. Her net worth now rests at $90 million, that we expect it to continue to grow as she works on new projects and tries her hand at new business opportunities. Number 6. Elle Macpherson, $95 million. This model came all the way from Australia, and she grew famous for her days spent on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She has modeled for several companies, but much of her wealth comes from her private clothing lines. She has developed an intimates and lingerie line, as well as some skincare products that her customers love. Macpherson has also been the executive producer of a few shows and played supporting roles in different films throughout the years. She is now worth $95 million. And at number 5, Cindy Crawford, $100 million. Cindy Crawford is one of those supermodels whose name you probably heard at some point in your life. She rose to fame in the 80s and 90s as she modeled for the covers of magazines like Vogue, Allure, and Cosmopolitan. Crawford then entered the acting scene by playing herself in several films, but she was also the star of her own fitness videos. She is now worth $100 million, and her daughter is now following in her mother's footsteps as she paves her own path in the modeling world. Number 4. Iman, $100 million. This supermodel served as the muse of several designers after her debut back in 1976. They loved her slender figure and tall neck, but modeling wasn't her only venture. She eventually created her own cosmetics line that focused on shades that were difficult to find. Iman even created a clothing line after she was approached by the Home Shopping Network with the offer. She did make a few appearances on television and in films, but she's most famous for her work in the modeling world and, of course, her marriage to David Bowie. She's now worth a substantial $100 million, and we wonder where life will take her next. In at number 3, Heidi Klum, $120 million. Heidi Klum was originally from Germany and was the first woman from this country to become a Victoria's Secret angel. She held this position for 13 years before turning to business rather than modeling gigs. Klum jumped into several shows as an actress and host, as well as created several clothing lines. She has also created jewelry, makeup and fragrances, as well as designed art pieces that have ended up in American magazines. She is now worth $120 million, and it is unclear where she will go next following her marriage to Tom Kaulitz in February of 2019. Number 2. Gisele Bundchen, $400 million. This supermodel is the wife of Tom Brady, who originally came from Brazil. She has taken the world by storm with both her modeling and business ventures. Gisele was a Victoria's Secret angel for a few years, but she has also been featured on over 1,000 magazine covers. This model has starred in several films, but her biggest accomplishments are in the field of activism. She is a big supporter of those fighting climate change, and she uses her $400 million and influence to help in those communities achieve their goals. And at number 1, Kathy Ireland, $500 million. This American model is well known for her appearance on 13 consecutive Sports Illustrated magazines back in the 80s and 90s. This made her quite a bit of dough, but not nearly as much as her Kathy Ireland Worldwide brand. She founded this company in 1993, and it sells a variety of products like pet supplies, baby necessities, and fine jewelry. She has taken the guidance of Warren Buffett over the years, and it has paid off as she is now worth $500 million. And she continues to use her wealth to help charities and expand her business. And there you have it, the top 10 richest supermodels in 2020. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel Wealth Xtreme for more fantastic top 10 lists. See you next time.